Where in the world can you see the sun rise over the Pacific and set over the Atlantic? And welcome back to Cliffieland. This is week in country number 133 on our second attempt of cooking the food of every single country in the world. And tonight we're up to the nation of Panama. Panama, located on an isthmus, which is on the southern end of Central America, North America technically, is bordered by Colombia and Costa Rica. And since it kind of goes weird east-west in the middle there, it is the only place on Earth that you can see the sun rise over the Pacific and set over the Atlantic. And its food is really delicious. It is a combination of the indigenous cuisines as well as influences from Spain and Africa, and its food is very similar to that of the Latin American Caribbean, parts of Colombia that are nearby, as well as Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and my native Puerto Rico. Dishes will involve a lot of things like cassava and plantains and fish and chicken and lots of local traditional herbs and spices and fruits, and it's really delicious. And we tried this last time, so let's take a look and see how things went when we tried it then. 4 years ago on the Global Cooking Challenge, the key word of the day was salt. I did not know how I was going to deal with the saltiness of a couple of these dishes, and that was really evidenced in the first one when I tried to do an arroz con bacalao, which is a rice with salted cod. Salted cod being popular in, lots of island nations and a lot of nations around the tropics that aren't island nations. And in this case, I was really worried about the salt content, and I followed the instructions. I rinsed it, I drained it, I rinsed it some more, and I wound up with a dish that didn't have enough salt, which was kind of weird and ironic. Not doing that dish tonight, but we are doing the dish I did on the second night, which is an Arroz con Pollo Panamanian-Style, which is Panamanian-Style chicken and rice. Now, I used a specific recipe last time, which I'm not sure how traditional it was, but it was very tasty, and I enjoyed it. It involved olives and capers, which are kind of salty, and this time I decided to try to find a different recipe that might be a little more traditional, and this one involved a particular ingredient I was looking forward to using, which is called culantro. Not cilantro, although some people think they're similar. I don't think they really taste much of anything alike, but culantro, also known as Mexican cilantro, is used definitely in the foods of Puerto Rico and to some degree in the rest of the Caribbean, and obviously here in Panama also. If you can't find a Latin American market near you, you may try to find it in a Filipino market because it's used there as well. Now, I decided to merge these two recipes because I wanted to use some of the saffron that was in one and the cilantro that's in the other, so this is going to be a mishmash of those two. Hope it works out. So now we have to see what goes into tonight's dish. For our Panamanian-style arroz con pollo, or Panamanian-style chicken and rice, we'll need about 3 cups of long-grain white rice, rinsed, 1 chicken cut into bite-sized chunks or assorted chicken parts, 1 6-ounce can of tomato paste, 1 bunch or a large handful of roughly chopped culantro, 1 large onion chopped, 2 cloves of garlic chopped, 1 green bell pepper chopped, about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 cup of stuffed green olives drained, 1 tablespoon of capers, a half a teaspoon of oregano, 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, red pepper flakes to taste, about a 1/4 teaspoon of crushed saffron threads, 3 tablespoons of salt, and 4 cups of unsalted chicken broth. That looks really delicious. Let's get cooking. In a Dutch oven or large saucepan, heat 1 tablespoon of olive oil over medium heat. Then add the chicken, and working in batches, brown the chicken on all sides. Remove and reserve the chicken. Then, in the same pot, add another tablespoon of olive oil, and add the onions, garlic, and green bell pepper. Cook over medium heat until translucent, about 5 to 10 minutes. Then place half a cup of hot water in a bowl and add the saffron and set that aside. Then to the pot, add the drained rice and saute the rice until well coated in the oil. Then in another bowl, place the tomato paste and pour in the chicken stock and mix it until the paste is completely dissolved. Add the liquid to the pot, add the saffron water to the pot, and add the salt, olives, capers, vinegar,
red pepper flakes if using, oregano, and the chopped culantro. Return the chicken to the pot. Taste and season with pepper and salt if needed. Reduce the heat to low. Cover and cook for 30 minutes until done. Serve on plates or in bowls.
How did that turn out? Well, it was really great. I enjoyed the complexity of the flavors, the herbaceous notes, the spicy notes, the bits of hot chili pepper flakes gave it a nice bit of kick, which I enjoyed, even though that may not be the most traditional Panamanian-wise, but I really liked it. The little bits of saffron kind of came through, the chicken was cooked really nicely, the rice was cooked very nicely as well. It was very filling, enjoyed it. I'm gonna give the Arroz con Pollo Panamanian style 4 out of 5 globes. I'd give it a 5 except for that salt thing. I did ratchet it down from the 4 tablespoons it was calling for to 3 tablespoons of salt because of the olives and capers in it. As it was, while it tasted really good, I did need a ton of water afterwards, so you may want to pull it back some even from that. So that does it for Panama and this stint in North America. Next week we're going to be delayed by a few days probably when we head back to the Pacific to have a really amazing dish from Papua New Guinea. See you then. And remember, if you'd like to see our streams live when they happen, follow us on Periscope or Facebook Live. Like and subscribe to be advised when these videos are posted. If you have any thoughtful feelings or helpful suggestions about the food that we're cooking, sound off in the comments. Remember, links to the original recipes, remember these aren't my recipes, are found in the About section. And tune in next time. Thanks for watching and happy eating!